What up? This your boy Devontae from Devontae's Paradise. We got another GameCube update, number 28, I believe. We are getting better, but worse at the same time. Shout out to all that. I like this style of doing the videos because it gives it a distinctive look. This shit crooked. Yo, I like this style though because it gives it really does give it a distinctive look. And there's audio. Again, I'm gonna see if I can fix the audio. I don't know if I can. As of now, the audio isn't fixed. It's all over the place. So you're gonna get one or two options. It's either gonna be silent or it's gonna be very low. Cause again, I'm still a rookie trying to figure everything out. Learning the different sound qualities and what a phone camera can do versus what a real camera can do, audio, saturations, all that. That's what I'm gonna do within that year. I'm gonna take my time figuring all that out. So I think as far as GameCube, we're gonna take it to this style. Look, here come Chaos. My guy Chaos. Here's this little bit where the police shoot at something that can't be damaged by bullets. Because guns is the answer to everything. I mean, it looks like water. Why would you shoot water and think you're going to hurt water? It makes me wonder too, because it's like a lot of the movies, video games, everything we had it involved guns, and now all of a sudden they want to control the guns. Let's get it. Just trying different things. I nearly died. What is that? Come on, bring it. Yeah, and then I thought about it too, right? Because I wanted to test it out. I did about 30 minutes of this. Not this. I don't know why this taking forever. But 30 minutes of gameplay for Sonic, and it doesn't even scratch the surface, bruh. Like, I feel like I got to do an hour. I'm just taking time out to appreciate how everything looks. I'm trying to figure out where I left off. Where did I leave off last time? I think I was talking about some GameCube shit. I really can't remember where I left off at. I think as of now, though, right, I've been on the Wii U shit. I think right now though, It's just, man, it's so much, bruh. Like this, the Wii U games, they easy to come by, but they it's not in a traditional way. Cause I'm a old school type dude. You know what I mean? This was back at I believe 2010s. It seemed like everything nowadays you relying on the internet and making phone calls and doing things in a different way, and it's sort of like you gotta adapt. Now, if you go out to the traditional way like I do, just go out, walk to the stores, take the bus, go to the stores, right? You're doing a disservice to yourself in the 2020s. You better off going on the internet, figuring out if they got the game, seeing if they can deliver it to you, or you could pre-order it, then go on a specific date. And then they got exclusive items that you can only get through those means. It's not like you could walk in the store anymore. I even remember walking around trying to get into Jack in the Box. Certain Jack in the Box, you can't even get in unless you got a car. I feel like that's their way of condensing everybody, because obviously they're at this point there got to be a food shortage, bro. Yeah, 30 minutes of this, it just wasn't enough. See the look. It gives it that look, like, bruh, like this look, bruh. Not to be on some weird shit, but this look, when you put it through the computer and then you do it that way, you don't get this look. It feels very unfiltered. I remember I was watching this because I think Mortal Kombat getting bigger in Europe, and I was watching this video. This dude was playing Mortal Kombat 2 in Europe. Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 is getting big in Europe. So this guy is playing it. It looks just like this. It got the distinct look. It's like a digital versus analog type thing. The digital looks more fake. But then again, I'm thinking because I do have I have a converter box that makes it look good on the flat screen TVs. So I think I talked about that earlier. Uh, when most people get a GameCube, it's not gonna look like this. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. It's not gonna look like this. You got to get a setup for it. You just got to appreciate how it looks. I might end up doing Sonic Adventure 2. If I do Sonic Adventure 2, it has to be an hour though. I think I'll start doing an hour videos on them joints. Cause again, I thought doing 30 minutes of Sonic Adventure would be good enough, but I'm like, dang, I barely played this game. So look at Tails right there. But yeah, like to the traditional way. It just don't work anymore. And granted, everything is going up. And I look at people and I sit there, I'm like, that is interesting, right? But you think about it this way, there's so much more ways to make money. I just think we're not used to the fact that now you kind of have to have money to maneuver. Before, you didn't have to have money. You know what I mean? In the 2010s, it was a little, you did, but you didn't. It wasn't the ends to the means. It was just like, oh, you got it, it's a little extra. The people are different. If you got it, you got it. But now 2020, and this is why I was trying to, rest in peace, little bro. I was trying to tell him, lead him that way. I'm like, bro, like, 2020s, you need money. 2010s, you needed money, but it wasn't as, now it wasn't as necessary. Now it's necessary. You can't even maneuver. You're not gonna have people in the neighborhood just bail you out and help you out. The prices, everything's too high. It's an individual thing. Every single person has to take care of themselves. If you have a person around you and they're not taking care of themselves, you're not going. It's gonna be hard to keep up. You're gonna fall with them. Man, just the graphics on this joint. But where was I? Because I think I veered off somewhere else. The traditional way of getting Wii U games, it just doesn't work. I recommend you guys hurry up and get some Wii U shit, because them DLCs gonna be gone. I already got my DLC. You know what I mean, for the Smash Bros. It's not that much. It's only like, there's only about, at the most, between $150 to $200 worth of DLC on the entire Wii U thing. I mean, there's digital games. I'm not getting those. I'm just gonna get the physical copies and then get the DLCs and get the digital games. Get some of the digital games as much as I can. Okay, so now we in the child world. I extended it out. I decided not to open the eggs. I extended it out because I felt like 30 minutes would be enough time to kind of cover everything. But for Sonic Adventure, the 2 Sonic Adventure games, you need about a good 10 hours. Let's go into the shop. And for me, for as far as the Wii U, I think there's only about what? I think there's only about 30 games, 30 to 35 good games that I plan on getting. Let's talk about Resident Evil 4, right? Because they got the remake coming out. And I thought to myself, because I know this question is gonna come up a few times. I'll probably end up talking about it again. Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. I'm decided not to get Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube because it has 2 discs. I don't feel like dealing with anything that has to do with 2 discs for the GameCube, because the games are getting harder and harder to preserve. You feel me? So I decided to get on the Wii. And to be honest, Resident Evil 4 on the Wii, it's the best version, bro. It's the best version. You can do headshots. You can do headshots easily, bro. Like, doing headshots on RE4 on the Wii, I'm like, bro, I could play this all day. I decided to talk to everybody. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for that, but man, it's whatever. They're like, we want to see the action. My goal, my job now, as I grow into my third year of YouTube, is to give you guys content in a way that it hasn't been delivered yet. You know. I might end up playing Sonic Heroes too. I've been playing a little bit more of One Piece. Trying to get deep into that. Trying to figure out this vacation thing. My homie's being indecisive about it. He said he was down, then he's not down. I give him stuff, he doesn't eat it. He's in some type of drama, puts me in the middle of it. Started to grow old, man. It's crazy. I think I'm about to maneuver or move in a way that's just beneficial for me in a more mature fashion. I want to move in a more mature fashion. What the only childish thing I keep is playing the video games and playing Nintendo. Other than that, everything else is strictly handled on some other business, some grown folk business, doing taxes, maintaining my car, maintaining an apartment / house, managing finances, going out to pool parties and hotels, traveling. Those are the next steps, man. Those are the next steps, man. Working higher paying jobs, grooming, making sure outfit's clean, making sure shoes is clean, making sure everything's clean. And even the way I conduct with other people, having it be a little bit more mature. Wait, could you actually go into the... I don't think you can go into the forest yet. Or the jungle. Nope. That trolley's not there. Check it. Every time I come down here, I always think that I'm going to run into Knuckles. You know what else I figured out too? I was watching a few YouTube videos. I recently found... I bumped into some Sonic games besides the adventure ones that were pretty decent. Again, with adventure, if you grew up in the Sonic Adventure era, felt like we were spoiled. And most people that play Sonic Adventure, we don't even touch the other Sonics, right? So I'm going through the Sonic loophole, and people are saying, I think it was this one video, he was counting down what the best Sonics were, the best Sonic stories were. Going down the Sonic loophole, and he basically said I mean, a lot of people said Sonic Colors is a good game. I'm like, okay, I guess we'll pick that up, right? That one video that got me though, he said Sonic Unleashed had the best story. And I'm like, really? I'm like, well, let's see. And I figured out it was on the Wii. Now, what made me get it was to be honest, was Dead Rising. Now, being a gamer back then, 07, 08, it was taboo to have a Wii, especially if you were a dude or any type of real gamer to a degree. Everybody had Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops. Black Ops came out in 2010, I believe. Modern Warfare 2 came out 08, 09, I think. I can't remember. Oh, Modern Warfare. I think Modern Warfare came out 07, 08 maybe. I don't know. I can't quite get the date right. So, long story short, I looked into Dead Rising on the Wii. And I'm looking at the gameplay, and I'm hearing things about it. Oh, it plays like RE4, and this is that. I'm decisive about it. I go to pick it up. I watch some gameplay, and I'm like, nah, let me take it back. Then I watch some more gameplay. I'm like, nah, I think you gotta play it. You gotta play it to feel it, right? Let me tell you, I go to play Dead Rising on the Wii, and I couldn't drop the controller. I could not drop the controller. It plays just like. So let me explain this to y'all, to any of y'all, and I'll do a separate video explaining how it actually feels to play Dead Rising on the Wii. But long story short, it's basically the same game. Obviously less content. The graphics aren't as good. There's aspects of it that are better than the original Dead Rising. You don't have to take pictures. Saving the survivors are a lot easier. It's not easy, but it's a lot easier. There's less zombies, but don't get it twisted. They're still aggressive. The graphics are worse. Saving the survivors is so easier. The part when they're in the park and they got the guys driving, it's just a quick time event and then it's over. There's less bosses. The optional bosses are gone. There's still the same freedom. You can go into the stores and you can still change your outfits. Now, Dead Rising, the original, I think there's about like certain stores there might be like 1 or 2 items, and Wii does the same thing. The bigger stores, there's like 4 to 5 at the most, maybe about 5 at the most. On a Wii, there's only 1 or 2, so you usually can either change your outfit or get a sword or get an outfit, but you can go into the stores like normal. And Frank feels good to control. It's not like he's super stiff. It feels like Dead Rising on the 360, but the graphics are just worse. And you can't jump. The controls are a little harder to manage because you got to be more active. But the moves are still there. Shooting is 10 times easier. It's way easier. You're going to be having a gun a lot more on Dead Rising on the Wii versus Dead Rising on the 360. You don't use the gun on Dead Rising on the 360. So back to my whole point. Sonic. I'm like, we got Bully on the Wii, but that's a PS2 game. Of course that's going to be better. Dead Rising on the Wii, great. I'm like, okay, so Sonic Unleashed is probably not going to be that bad compared to the 360 version. Played it a little bit. I didn't like it like that. The movement felt a little weird. It's like Sonic's stiff, but he's too fast, and it's like you can't turn fast enough. But I think this is the same way on the 360 version, to be honest with you. I think there's a way you control it that might make it a little bit more comfortable, or at least put you at ease. I just haven't figured that quite out yet. So I did get Sonic Unleashed on the Wii. And that's why I'm like, okay, well, let's look into the other Sonics. I think also the fact that the Wii U eShop is closing, and I was decisive about Sonic Lost World. I'm ultimately going to get it because it had DLC to it. I seen this one video where this dude was like, oh, Sonic Frontiers isn't the first open world Sonic game. Sonic Lost World is. And he was talking about the Legend of Zelda Zone. And I watched a couple videos on it, and it's like, it's open world in theory, but it's very linear. You can only do a few things. You can't go to the open world. It's a very linear level. So it's not an open world. It's not actually open world. And while we at it, let's talk about this too, before this video ends, right? You journalists out there, and even the music reviews, right? Well, I'll toss y'all in there too. It's crazy how you guys say, oh, this album sucks. Oh, this game sucks. This, that, right? Like, people slammed One Piece Grand Adventure. And granted, it does have some flaws, right? But that's the beauty of gaming, man. And you look at it, and a lot of people take these people's opinions at face value. And sometimes it's just an opinion. And in order for you to know a game is good, you got to master it. I feel like it's ass backwards to pick up the game, play the first 5-10 minutes, and then say, yeah, this game's trash. We're going to throw this away. Same thing with music. Oh, man, this music's trash. And right now, the whole movement is popping pills, doing drugs, doing all type of different drugs, right? And the Wale's, the Kendrick Lamar's, they don't get no respect. But then 10 years later, you guys come around, oh, these albums are actually good and ahead of their time. And that's where my whole angle comes in. It's more of, this is what the game's about. I'm going to give you my take. I'm going to let you know you might have to try it. I'm going to be more upfront and honest about it versus saying, oh, no, this game's trash. Don't get this game. And then you also have your friends that tell you, oh, man, don't do this. Oh, man, don't do that. I'm like, bro, I want to do it. Like, what do you mean? Nah, you can't do this. You can't. You shouldn't get games on this. You know, everybody has those friends. Now, this game also got slammed, right? And if you guys are looking at it, you're going to look like, this game don't, what? He's talking weird. It's like, no, you have to, I call it the Tupac effect. You have to be at least alive to know how it felt. Because it was different. Like if you like, I'm trying to think. So 2022, it's 2022. If you were born in 2000, you're 20. So if you're 18, 19, 20, and I tell you, hey, listen to this new brand, listen to this old brandy, and you like, oh, it's okay, I guess. It's kind of slow. You're not gonna understand because you weren't alive at that time. And that's the beauty of Sonic, the Sonic Adventure games, Are they perfect? No. Are they great? They're pretty good. They're bulky. But you have to be alive to get that, to grasp that feeling of how it was. Because now you're comparing. You go from GTA 5 to this. It's like, what? This is flawed. Games are way different now than they were back then. You know, even with Donkey Kong 64, when I was a kid, that was the game to get. And granted, it looks great now. It still looks great. Donkey Kong 64 has aged well. On the Wii U eShop, I got on the Wii U eShop. First game I had to get. Games were just different back then. I guarantee you, if I put Donkey Kong 64 in front of a kid, especially the newer kids, they were like, man, I don't know about this game. Sort of difficult. I don't know what to do. Doesn't hold my hand. You know, so just different era for different times. And then these journalists, these reviewers, oh, this game's trash, all this, all that. So that's what I'm going to be doing, going around, sort of give you a testimony, a story behind it, the reason why people play this game, the reason why people revere the game. And there are people that are doing it, but I'm going to really make it personal, give you more of a personal touch to it. Give you more of a personal touch to it, you know what I mean? I think that's the key. And then the person will be like, oh, okay, I'll try the game. Give the person a chance to play the game before you judge it. Give a person a chance to listen to the music before you judge it. We're the commentators. We're the ones giving the people the information. Because a lot of people don't quite know how they feel about certain things. And people are trying to get into certain things. Like casuals are now trying to get into gaming. You know. They're not sure how it is about. They're not sure how to feel about old school gaming. And then you have this journalist saying, oh, this game's trash. All these games trash. And all the most popular ones are doing it. Oh, this game's trash. Look at that. And then you have these other YouTubers. And granted, they do it in a funny way. You know, it's in a sarcastic way. But then they're like, oh, man, this game's trash. But some of them are like, oh, man, I used to love this game. You know, flaws and all. I know a lot of people that like Sonic 06. I've never touched Sonic 06 in my life. Because I never had a 360 until later. But when I got the 360, I didn't. The first game I thought I was Dead Rising. That's like the Mario of 360. So I would say just give old school gaming a chance. I know you guys see this game